Before I'm going to tell you about my experience with your hypnotherapy, I have to say that I had history with hypnotherapy. So when I was in the shape and situation in my life, I knew that I don't want to go to therapy, and I wanted to go to hypnotherapy because I understood that there is some trauma going on. Mm-hmm. So when I came to you, it was after moving to LA, and then COVID happened, and I was so overwhelmed with fear and anxiety that I decided, okay, that there's something, it's just, there is a trauma there. There is something that woke up some other trauma that was there, like from childhood, or I don't know what, but I was so anxious and afraid from life. So I came to you, and because I knew it worked in the past with another big 9/11 trauma, and like physical, that affected my physical being. I coughed for 5 years. So, and then it stopped after the hypnotherapy. So I came to you, and then I felt immediately better, and I will explain, because that's what I love about hypnotherapy. It's not like discussing the past, and it's not talking. It's going into your conscious and boom, like installing new. It's almost like like a computer installing new new beliefs, new thoughts, and not even fighting it. I don't have to fight it. I just have to lie down. And then, Renee, you came in and you just like started to change all the bad negative thoughts into healthy, good thoughts. Mm-hmm. So this also can take time. I'm not saying that it can happen immediately, because you also have to be in a place where you're very open and you let go. And once you let go and you actually let Renee in, and then she can do her work. So if you're stubborn and you don't let her in, it might not work.
Right. That's what I tell people. I work with the 88% of your mind, subconscious mind, and you have to do the 12%, because all growth happens. You have to take a stake in it too. So mm-hmm. That's what I always tell clients. It takes a little bit of work, but the majority of it I'm working with in hypnosis.
Yeah.
Creating those neural pathways to change old negative patterns into new ones. It takes a little bit of work on your part too. And so that's what it works, like you said.
Yeah. So once you got in, and there was a trauma from Israel that I had. I don't mind to share it, but my son.
Yeah, you don't have to mention it, but yeah.
No, I just want to say, like my son fell and, from all the stairs. And for me, it was very traumatic because it was 12 and he fainted, and, and I didn't realize that it was traumatic, but it was traumatic because I was so scared of, that thing. And then it was like constantly came up. And that, for example, like those kind of traumas that they're relatively new immediately disappeared, because before I saw you, every time I went downstairs, upstairs, even one curb, mm-hmm. I would see Alex falling, and and I would like freak out. So I remember coming to you, and then we worked on that. That was the first thing that, and then this was gone. I was still anxious about other things, but that, because that takes time and work. But not only that, I think I was clinging to my to my fears. But then by the third time we met, I started to, I I immediately took myself into my safe place. And then things started to get better because I didn't even have to do it, you know. As soon as I was fearful, my brain immediately, my conscious, immediately, my unconscious, no,
Subconscious, yeah.
my self-conscious immediately took me to my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that also, you know, was with your hypnotherapy, like I learned to just and that was amazing, by the way, because after we've seen each other for what, 6 months?
I have to look. I didn't look in your
But I just say that my anxiety and fear, I can say that I'm almost free. I mean, I have days that I, you know, I have like this inner voice that tells me, be careful, this is this is scary. But then I immediately, it resolved. It doesn't stay.
right.
I don't.
So do you feel you have the coping skills to
Yes.
And
yes. And I must give you credit, because I mean, I'm giving myself some credit because I did the work,
mm-hmm.
but I'm giving you a lot of credit because I think, I mean, I can't do it myself. I couldn't do it myself because it's something that it's just hard when you have all this fear.
Right.
It's like you can't sit and, you know, and yeah, I try to meditate, but it's different when you let someone else. It's like doctor, you know, it's like something, you know, I can't open my, you know, my liver and take whatever, you know. It's like sometimes you have to let someone in to take out the garbage, to take out, you know, to heal you. So I have to say thank you. And yeah, I really appreciate that very much.
I just love when people make progress. That's why I got into